G'day everybody and welcome to another episode of Automotive Carnage. In today's episode we have yet another beautiful old relic that we have pulled out of a wreckers down here in Perth. And today we're going to have a crack at getting this thing running and driving. Let's see what happens. G'day everybody, my name's DJ and thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Automotive Carnage. Today we are down here at Byron's place from Down the Shed with Byron, and we'll be working on our 1985 Nissan Bluebird. Absolutely glorious little vehicle here, very original. We'll take you for a walk around that very shortly, but today it doesn't quite run properly, and we had a little bit of a tinker with it the other day and we found out some pretty major issues, so let's dive into those now. Check out this absolutely fine specimen of a car. Now, I don't normally have clean vehicles like this before. It's, hey Byron, how's it going?
Stunt double.
So this car is actually really original. As I said, found it from my wreckers mate. He hit me up, he's like, hey, do you want this before we crush it? And I didn't really want it, but because it was so clean and original, someone had to save it. No one else was having a crack at it, so I thought, why not me? Because I know how to work on these cars. Anyway, what I mean by how original is what I love. Every single pane of glass still has its VIN number actually etched on it. So none of the original glass has been smashed on this car. The inside is very clean. Now, I don't know how to get in here. Oh, here we go. Wow, those struts work really well. Very tidy on the inside. It has had a few rust repairs and paintwork done on the outside. A bit hard to tell in the wet that we have today, but especially around here, you can see that this section is a lot more matte in color than around the outside. So someone's had a good crack at fixing this thing in the past, and why not when this car is so clean? We have only done 143,000 kilometers from a 1985 vehicle. So again, I'm loving it. It's really cool. Now, our issue we have is that Byron's doing stuff. I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing?
Just prepping it up for you, Russ.
Alrighty, okay. We have, man, this is fancy. I'm not used to having lights and tools that actually work in my shed.
That was my Father's Day present from the kids.
Oh, fantastic. Alrighty, so as I said before, we had a bit of a crack at getting this to run a few days ago, and we got as far as making sure that the 8 spark plugs for a 4-cylinder car are all in the correct order. That we had, well, we didn't get the fuel working yet, but we did get start your bastards down the throat there. It would kind of fire, but it sounded like it was jamming up. So we pulled the cover off, valve cover off, and what we found was...
They were loose, weren't they?
They were loose. Go and lift it up.
And you got a 2-part pivot shaft.
Yep, 2-piece shaft, which is not how your shaft's meant to be. It's only meant to be on one solid piece, not in 2 broken pieces.
And then have a look down the holes.
And then down in where the bolts actually thread into the head are completely and utterly stripped out.
Yeah,
so
the coils will let go.
So someone's had a good crack at rebuilding this, I say, because everything's so new on it. It's got new leads, it's got semi-new coils, it's got a clean carby, it's got new fuel pump, all sorts of stuff going on in this car that makes me think that it's been rebuilt in the past. And as you can see here too, on the pivot shaft, someone's put a bit of paint marker on there to let us know, well, to remind himself which one goes where. But I reckon that as they've gone to torque these up, they've over-torqued them, split the shaft in half, and then just put their hands up in the air and said, you know what, screw it, I spent too much time on it, let's move on to the next person. So that's my theory. Whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know. But what we have to do today is we got to pull this head off and take it down to the machine shop and see if they can either A, fix the threads inside there, put some new heli coils in there, or my machine shop might actually have a completely reconditioned head with valve train ready to go for this engine. So he's dug through all his old stock from that he refurbished back in the 90s and the 2000s. He does have a few CA20s, but some have got the EFI head and some have got the carby head like we've got. So hopefully by the time we get this off and get down to him, we can just do a straight swap. Otherwise, we'll have to come back another day to put the new head on once it's been repaired. So anyway, that is our 1985 Bluebird. And yeah, let's get cracking into pulling this head off. after multiple hours of arguing with this car, this intake manifold is an absolute bugger. There's so much emissions crap going on with it. It is absolutely ridiculous. So when it goes back on, we'll definitely be modifying a lot of that emissions gear. But anyway, we've finally got everything cracked. The exhaust manifold's undone. The head bolts are out. Timing cover's off. All right, ready to give us a lift, Byron? Well, I'll try lifting myself, see how we go, and I'll get you ready to catch it. Oh, I'm gonna make a mess on your floor. That came off easy. You got it? Yep. There we go. Wow. That is not what I was expecting. I was expecting those pistons to be clean.
I've lost the washer somewhere.
And you lost the washer. Mate, what you got to say for yourself?
It's not my engine.
All right, let's have a look in here. So, because everything else was so new and had been rebuilt by the looks of it, I thought that these pistons were going to be pretty clean, but as you can see, they are definitely carboned up. And holy shimo, look at the pitting on that one. Wow. I don't think this engine is in good health. There's no slop in there. Yeah, all right, so that's interesting. What's the bottom of the head look like?
Found that washer.
Oh, you found it?
Ooh.
Oh, there's the two-piece shaft. That's, yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
Do you reckon this has been off before?
Oh, definitely.
But why? Like,
yeah, why was it off? Because like I said, with that,
look how wet that one is.
yeah, that could be from us. But still, it's not old, but it's not new. You know, like that's barely been used, that valve. Whereas these ones are carboned up. Oh, those ones aren't too bad. But anyway. And the other thing too, like that P-clamp on that heat pipe there was loose as well. So, yeah. Anyway, so the head is now off, which is absolutely awesome. It's what we had set out for ourselves to do today. It took way longer than we anticipated just because of the amount of emissions, pipe work, the vacuum lines, the coolant lines, the exhaust lines going everywhere. It just took a while. And having to take the whole cooling system, the radio and everything out was a real bugger as well. But we got there, so now we'll take this back to I'll take the head to the machine shop, Harris Engines in Osborne Park, and get him to go over it, see if we can swap it out or if he can fix it up for us. So thank you very much, Byron, for letting us make a mess of your shed.
Cheers.
There's coolant and oil everywhere, and I gotta go home, sorry. So I'll leave you the mess and I'll catch up on Thursday.
Yep, no worries, mate. See ya. Well, welcome back to Down the Shed with Byron. Fixing up DJs. Woo!
So it's been a couple of weeks since we pulled that cylinder head off, and as it goes with project cars, you know, you have your best laid plans in front of you, and it never goes according to plan.
Nah, I've had plenty of those plans destroyed in seconds.
Yeah, so Byron was meant to fix all my problems, like when I left, but what happened?
Well, funny enough, I helped out that channel called How Ridiculous. So we had to put yours to the side. And you're a little bit lower on the food chain to them.
Oh, rightio, going for the big time now. Yeah, I know what's happening now. Nah. So, yeah, we ended up taking the cylinder head off to the engine builders, and he had a look at it, sweet as, we could fix that one, or we could swap off one he had. It was all going fantastic, and then I'm like, well, I better show him the pictures of the block, and show him the pitting on the pistons, show him the cylinder walls, and he's like, nah, the scoring on that is so bad, the engine's got to be pulled out, you're absolutely wasting your time trying to pull a good head on a bad block. So now we're in a catch-22 of, do we go down the road of fixing up a junky old CA20, or do we go raid the Carnage engine library and whack a FJ20 or an LS or a Barra or...
I reckon, because it's so original, grab the handheld and show them what we've got. I reckon we need to rebuild it.
Yeah, let's show the people what we've got going on.
Yep.
So, I know it's only been a couple of seconds for you guys, but it's been a few weeks for me. So let's jump back in here and see where the damage is. And as you can see on number 4 here, absolutely massive pitting, which has been caused by most likely dentination or leaning out. And then we go into the actual walls, and there's scarring on there. It was absolutely atrocious. That one's not too bad, but still, it's not a healthy engine at this point. So let's pull it out, we'll strip it down and see if we can do a home job on it, which would be cool because, like Byron, I like to keep this thing original. Like the rest of the car is straight, it's clean, it's awesome. So
I reckon it'll be a cool little project if we pull it out and tear it down, and hopefully it doesn't cost too much to get it back on the road.
I think so, and I think what would be cool too is doing like, because it's an 80s car, do like the 90s rebuild and shove a slightly bigger carb on there and maybe put some headers on there as well. Now I'm going over the top already, but
just keep it standard, man.
keep it standard. Great thing is, brand new pistons for this engine cost $150 with rings.
But when I was bringing it out here, someone goes, you just got to keep it low and slow. So we've got to lower it and just keep it looking tidy.
Well, it's a C820, so it's definitely slow. All right, guys, let's drop you on hyperlapse. We'll get this car up in the air, because I've never seen underneath it as well, so we'll see if the underside is as clean as the outside. And yeah, we'll start pulling this engine out.
Yep.
So I thought while we got this thing up in the air, I'll just show you guys underneath it as well. And it is appearing to be a genuine 140,000 kilometer car. We've got, well, someone's put Nolaphanes in the front there. We have what looks like to be original shocks in the front. All the belly housing bolts are undone. Byron's just strapping up the transmission, or the gearbox, that's staying where it is. But you know, you look at the actual flooring and the chassis rails, and it's all really, really straight. I won't be surprised too if that exhaust is the factory item as well. We haven't found any Nissan logos on it yet. But you know, someone's spent money again. He's got brand new rubbers in here. The shocks have been replaced. Well, they gas adjust shocks, whatever they are. Yeah, but it's just a nice little tidy car. We've got a spare wheel under there, which is awesome. Didn't know that was there. Decent sized fuel tank. So yeah, it's really quite just original and honest under here. So now we'll get it back down. Once Byron's got his strap on sorted, we'll be right. We've got the big fella down here setting up our engine crane ready for us to put the CA20 on. So it's all stations go here. So let's get this down and yeah, get this engine out. Okay, so next dilemma of the night is I actually don't have an engine crane here at the new shed yet. It's still up at the Goldfields.
That's handy, eh?
Yeah, so what we've got here, I'm being handed this, but we have a hoist, as you can see. So we're going to use the hoist arms to lift this engine out. Hopefully this works. We'll soon find out. Let me go on the other side.
You good to go?
Yep.
This might be noisy.
Yeah, it's going to be noisy.
So just in case, turn volume down now.
Silky smooth and silent, mate.
Is it going to go up high enough?
I don't know. Yeah, now we need a pry bar to get it off the gearbox.
Yeah.
Because at this point with the engine crane, you'll pull it back. But we can't necessarily do that.
Right, you guide it. Ah, good one.
Clean coolant all over my fresh floor.
You're going to go high enough? Right.
That answer your question?
Yeah, shorten it somehow.
Yeah.
Ratchet strap. Or should we just pick it up?
She's a bit too heavy for us to lift.
I just don't want to get covered in coolant.
Yeah. That's an aftermarket water pump. GMB. Someone spent money on this engine in all the wrong places.
Even if you let the tyres down? Yep. Still not going to clear.
Mate, she ain't got 35s on her.
Dodgy bros.
At least we've got a swing arm on it though.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. That's a new clutch.
Doesn't look too old.
Let's have a bit of work on it. Oh, it wasn't put in square, I don't think. Anyway, so engine's out. Let's get onto the stand. How's that stand coming along, big fella?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. He's getting there. He's getting there.
I suppose it's time for us to have another cool drink while he finishes that off.
Yep. Well. Yeah, I reckon we'll pull that clutch off, and yeah, we'll wait for the big fella.
Yeah, that's a decent sized flow on that thing. Rightio. Alrighty folks, so as you can see we have the engine out and we're about to take the sump off, and you can come along with us and see what it looks like inside. We've pulled the clutch off on the flywheel, and that was actually in really good health, surprisingly. So this will be very interesting to see what it looks like underneath here. Profile's over there. The oil was concerning me. That drained out very, very sluggish. And was quite goopy, so here we go. Oh, lots of elastic in there. What have we got?
It's all right.
That's all right. Can't complain with that. All right, so we'll have a bit of a dig and investigate. I mean, we've come this far, might as well pull the caps off and pistons and everything right out. And
Get the camera and have a look in the sump there. Yeah.
what's it look like in there? Oh, that's a bit metallic. Boo. Okay, I think one of these bearings have let go.
Oh boy.
And that was towards the back of the sump. Yep.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
That's the back, which
That cylinder 4 was.
that's for the pinning on it. Very interesting. All right, so we'll pull that one first and see what the bearings are like. So we've just pulled number 4 out, and straight away we can see that this was definitely a good idea, because if I grab this ring, where is it? Yeah, that's not complete. And if we look around the edge of the piston, it's all blown out. And over this side too.
Oh, that's taking a big chunk out.
A huge chunk. So this last piston's definitely experienced detonation, or let's say leaning out of some description to cause that much damage. That's absolutely hopeless. That, yeah, that would never run properly if we ever tried to put a new head on that. So good call from the engine builders. So thank you very much to Harris Engines down in Osborne Park there. Yeah, you made the right call. So yeah, we'll keep pulling the rest of these pistons out and see what they look like. But oh, and also the bearings too. I should show you that. You can see in there that they've spun the bearings.
Oh, too close.
See, it spun the bearings on there, so they're in bad health. So that again was evidence in the sump when we found all the debris and metal filings in there. Well, that's where it's come from. This piston was about to literally explode and have holes all through it. So luckily, as I said, new pistons are only $150 for a new set. With rings. So yeah, I'll look at this other 3 pistons out.
You pulling the rest apart? You pulling the rest apart?
Well, here we go, folks. The Bluebird's CA20 engine is fully exploded. There's not a single thing left bolted to the block. Everything has been taken down, ready to be cleaned and potentially reassembled. So last little bits we realized as we pulled this engine apart is that every single ring was split or broken in some way or another. Not sure if you can see that, but you know, they're meant to be nice round circles, and there is just chunks of rings everywhere. As for the bearings, they're not the best. They're all standard, which is great, but they've definitely got wear and heat marks on the insides of them, so they're no good. And then to top that off as well, along with cylinder 4, piston 4, just about every other one has got massive chunks missing out of the sides where the piston rings would sit into it. So this one's not too bad. This is number 3. Oh, no, I stand corrected. There we go. So everywhere you look on this engine, it is definitely in need of a rebuild. So I'm glad that we did pull it down and we didn't go through the exercise of putting a nice, clean, brand new head onto a block that is otherwise completely and utterly junk without a rebuild. So as much as I was hoping that this video would be one and done with the Bluebird, will it run? Well, no, it won't. Now it's turned into, can we get it to run? And that's going to spill over into a second episode where we decide, do we spend the time to rebuild all this and put new pistons and rings in it? Well, we're going to put new pistons and rings, then you got to put new bearings in, you got to get new oil pumps, water pumps, timing belts, all that kind of gear that goes with building an engine. Or do we go down the route of trying to fit an LS in it, a Barra, an FJ20? You know, we've got so many engines in our engine library that we can choose from, but then it's a lot of custom work to make it fit. So still leaning towards the originality and keeping this, rebuilding this engine, but trying to find parts for this engine has proven to be difficult. So whether we'll keep pursuing that, I'm not too sure. Anyway, that's something that you guys will find out on next week's episode of Automotive Carnage. See you then.